Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true.
They get so much hate watching and
Yep.
hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a rabies infested hen house.
Joe Rogan and his guest just torched Sunny Hostin, and the internet is eating it up like a scandalous reality show finale. The podcast kingpin and comedian didn't hold back while diving into the legal circus surrounding Hostin and some of her The View co-hosts. Let's just say it's as fiery as a mic drop moment at a roast. So what exactly did Rogan say about Hostin's legal troubles? And which other The View panelist is knee-deep in their own courtroom drama? Don't worry, we've got all the juicy details right here. So, pull up a chair, grab your popcorn, and let's serve you some piping hot tea because this one's steaming.
People feel pretty strongly about it. I think art is art, and you know, you have a right to perform where you want to perform. I agree with you, Joy. I can't sing a lick, but I certainly, and I have not been asked, but if I were asked, it would be a hard no.
Well, they wouldn't
If you think America is a free country where people can choose whichever political party aligns with their beliefs, think again. We live in a woke dystopia where daring to think differently makes you public enemy number one. This sickness has oozed into Hollywood, where any artist performing at a political event gets labeled, cancelled, and relentlessly dragged. Case in point, Carrie Underwood. The singer recently got torched on The View because apparently, singing at Donald Trump's inauguration is now a cardinal sin.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain.
Beautiful song, beautiful voice, at least to anyone with a functioning sense of reason. But not to Sunny Hostin. Oh no, she went full meltdown mode because Carrie Underwood had the audacity to sing at Donald Trump's inauguration. According to Hostin, this makes her a raging hypocrite. Why? Because in the twisted logic of The View, daring to perform for the wrong political team is an unforgivable crime. Hostin didn't just criticize Underwood. She practically launched a personal vendetta. She ranted about how Carrie supposedly betrayed the good, virtuous people by daring to associate with a president the woke mob despises. Never mind the fact that Carrie was literally just singing. In Sunny's world, she was committing a cultural war crime. Funny how tolerance and inclusion only apply when you're on the right, or should we say left, side. But hey, when has logic ever been The View's strong suit?
I won't be watching, you know, but that's me.
Yeah, I've scheduled a spa day.
No, your ears aren't playing tricks on you. You heard that right. Sunny Hostin would rather spend the day at the spa than listen to Carrie Underwood sing because apparently, enjoying actual talent is just too much to handle for The View. At this rate, they'd probably rather host a woke parade than sit through a stunning, politics-free rendition of a patriotic song. And frankly, when The View decides they don't like you, the media machine kicks into high gear. That's why some outlets are already running with the claim that Underwood has sued The View. Now, we can't verify if that's true since not all legal matters are public, but honestly, if she did, it would be the most justified lawsuit in recent memory. Maybe next time, Hostin should stick to critiquing bad lattes instead of country music legends. When the news went viral, many people roasted Sunny Hostin for the alleged lawsuit, and one of them was Joe Rogan.
Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true.
They get so much hate watching and
Yep.
hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a rabies infested hen house.
And
Joe Rogan didn't hold back when tearing into Sunny Hostin and The View over Carrie Underwood's alleged lawsuit. He ridiculed the absurdity of it all, pointing out how The View constantly preaches about acceptance and tolerance but can't handle a country singer performing a patriotic song. Apparently, listening to Carrie Underwood is now a traumatizing experience that requires a spa day to recover. He also mocked the hypocrisy, noting how the same people who treat Taylor Swift like a political prophet suddenly lose their heads when another female artist wants nothing to do with politics. The outrage is so selective it's almost impressive. As for the lawsuit, Rogan found the whole situation hilarious, saying it would be poetic justice if Carrie actually took The View to court. Not for the money, but just for the sheer satisfaction of watching the show scramble to defend itself for once.
I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I can't sing.
You would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say.
So you see why Carrie Underwood might actually have a case for suing The View for defamation. At this point, it's not even far-fetched. How do you question someone's patriotism and loyalty just because they sang at an inauguration? What's next? Accusing her of treason for humming the national anthem in the shower. The View loves to pick and choose who gets a free pass and who gets thrown into the problematic pile. If Carrie had belted out a tune for a Democrat, they'd be praising her as a national treasure. But because she dared to perform without pledging allegiance to the woke mob, suddenly she's some kind of political villain. Honestly, if The View had it their way, artists wouldn't be allowed to perform at any event without signing a loyalty pledge to progressive politics. At this rate, even singing Happy Birthday at the wrong party might get you blacklisted. It wouldn't be shocking if more people started suing Hostin and The View, just like the rumors circulating that John Fetterman has filed a $100 million lawsuit against them. We can't confirm if these rumors are true, but listen to this and decide for yourself.
They'll say that about the J6 people too, though, right? That's what they're going to say on the other side. That is weaponized also.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the New York trial. And now the Democrats on our side there were some that were gleeful, calling it like, now he's a convicted felon and those things. And now for our party, we were talking about criminal justice, and we are now talking about second chances. And now all of a sudden now you're like, well, he's a convicted felon and all these things. And
here it's painfully obvious what game Joy Behar was playing because, let's be honest, subtlety isn't exactly The View's strong suit. She was practically begging John Fetterman to say that the conviction and sentencing of the January 6th rioters were politically motivated. Classic gotcha journalism, but with extra smugness. Now, if it's not already clear, here's the setup. If Fetterman took the bait and agreed that the trials were politically motivated, boom, his integrity as a lawmaker would be toast. Suddenly, he'd be painted as some fringe conspiracy theorist who thinks justice is a sham. But if he didn't go along with it, he risked alienating certain voters who feel the system has been weaponized. See the trap? Behar was trying to force Fetterman into a no-win situation. Either he throws his own side under the bus or he looks like a sellout. It's the kind of manipulative game The View loves to play because, why debate when you can just twist words until they fit your narrative? So, do you see why anyone would conclude that Fetterman has also filed a $100 million lawsuit against Behar and The View for defamation? Now watch Ana Navarro play the same game.
Watch.
I didn't love the optics of you going to Mar-a-Lago. He was going to, which is his palace. He was going to be in Washington a week later. But what was your goal, and do you feel ultimately you were successful?
Ana Navarro makes it sound like John Fetterman just woke up one morning, threw on a MAGA hat, and decided to ride the Trump train because it's trendy, as if supporting anything outside the approved woke narrative is just some passing fashion statement. Please. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the go-to play of the woke mob. They've spent years turning Trump into the ultimate boogeyman to the point where even breathing in his general direction gets you labeled as a full-blown insurrectionist. It's guilt by association on steroids because, why debate someone when you can just smear them instead? Navarro and her The View crew act like Fetterman's stance is some shocking betrayal. The man dared to show an ounce of independent thought and suddenly he's an outcast. Because in their world, you're either fully on board with their narrative or you're a sellout. No middle ground, no nuance, just pure unhinged tribalism masquerading as moral superiority. Thankfully, Fetterman put her in her place.
Here's what happened. I was being lazy on the couch like Friday night, and my team reached out saying, hey, and I don't know if this is like a trolling or a hoax, but they extended an invitation. You know, what do you think? I'm like, well, I mean, if they're playing it straight, then I think it's pretty reasonable to have a conversation, you know, inviting me to engage, and I visited it. So maybe some people would be critical of that. But, for me, engaging the president, I think when you're in this business, I mean, that's part of the job. I hope maybe you are watching are tired of just like the venom and the hate. And it's like, I'd like more.
John Fetterman's not here for the venom, the hate, or the constant circus of divisive politics. His stance is simple. He doesn't care if a policy comes from the left, right, or even the center of the political galaxy. What matters is whether it's good and actually improves people's lives. Can we just take a moment to let that sink in? It's called pragmatism, a concept that seems to be in short supply on The View these days. But let's really break this down. Fetterman's words completely dismantle Navarro's argument. By claiming Fetterman's allegiance is based on what's fashionable, she's missing the point entirely. Fetterman isn't playing politics for the sake of popularity or some trendy political brand. He's tired of the endless finger-pointing and partisan games. He's talking about policies that lift up everyday Americans, not playing to whichever side can yell the loudest. Now, what does that do to Navarro's talking points? Well, it exposes them for what they are. Just another tired attempt to pigeonhole anyone who dares to think for themselves. You can't box in someone who refuses to play by your narrative. Sorry, Anna. Fetterman's playing a different game, and it's called common sense. As for Joe Rogan and his guest, Tim Dillon, they had a field day tearing into The View. From Rogan to Tim Dillon, the members of The View better start figuring out how to put the brakes on these alleged lawsuits. If they're even true, that is. Because honestly, if things keep going the way they are, they might soon find themselves in court more than they are on set. But hey, a little self-reflection might help. How about getting off that moral high horse for a minute and, I don't know, maybe listening to opposing views? It's almost as if they've forgotten that their show is supposed to be about conversation, not just echoing the same woke agenda over and over. Imagine if they actually tried to pursue truth instead of just promoting their own virtue signaling. Shocking, I know, but it might actually make for more interesting TV than the usual "we're right, you're wrong" end of story mantra they've been clinging to. Sure, it's easier to stay in the comfort zone of ideological purity, but if you're going to be on a public platform, maybe, just maybe, you could try to have a conversation that doesn't just involve talking down to half the country. It's like they're trying to win a game they're already losing. The irony is almost too much to handle that y'all have seen The View play their usual game of twisting words, attacking anyone who dares to step off the ideological treadmill, and clinging to their moral high ground like it's the last lifeboat on a sinking ship. Whether it's Sunny Hostin's righteous anger at Carrie Underwood or Ana Navarro's desperate attempts to paint Fetterman as a sellout, the pattern is clear. It's all about controlling the narrative. But as we've seen, some people, like Fetterman, refuse to be boxed in. If The View wants to stay relevant, they might want to try truth over tribalism. Then again, where's the fun in that? And with that thought-provoking question, we round up our commentary on Sunny Hostin's alleged legal issues. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more spicy analyses such as this. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.